Why is our children dying? Why are they running mad? Why is our rivers and streams turning red, and even our crops are dying? The villagers cried out to their chief priest for solution. Stay till the end, subscribe for more videos like this. In the heart of West Africa, hidden beneath a green canopy of towering palm trees and whispering bamboo, there was a small village known as Zoo Village, a place with mud houses, red earth roads, and a river that slithered through its edge like a living being. This river was no ordinary stream. To the villagers, it was sacred. It was life, it was spirit, and it was danger. They called it Oji-Oma, meaning asterisk, the clean one. For generations, the people of Zoo Village fetched water from Oji-Oma, bathed in her calm pools, and held sacred festivals in her name. But as with most old things, they had forgotten some truths. They had forgotten that Oji-Oma was not just a river. She was a goddess. And she was watching. The year was 1993, a year that started like any other. The yam harvest was decent, the rains came on time, and 11 babies were born in Zoo Village. Strong, healthy children. The villagers rejoiced. The drums echoed in the hills, and mothers danced with their babies on their backs. But that joy didn't last long. By the time the first child reached 2 years old, strange things began to happen. A girl named Oji-Oma, who had been speaking in full sentences, suddenly started screaming in the night, crying in a language no one understood. Her eyes rolled to the back of her head, and she would sit by the river, rocking herself and murmuring. At first, the elders said it was a passing illness. But then came the others. One child fell into a coma for days and woke up unable to recognize his parents. Another ran into the forest and was found days later, naked, laughing at the sky. One by one, the children born that year began to change. Some became mute. Some grew violent. Some simply died. Over 10 long years, the mystery deepened. Priests came. Prayers were said. Herbalists tried their potions. But the children either lost their minds or their lives. And still, the river flowed, silent and unmoved. Whispers began to spread. It's the river. Asterisk. Oji-Oma is angry. Asterisk. Something happened. Something we don't know. Asterisk. Desperate and afraid, the villagers turned to the last resort, the old ways. They summoned a native doctor from a neighboring kingdom. A man said to speak with spirits and walk in dreams. He came one moonless night. Tall, with cowrie shells hanging from his neck and a staff carved with the heads of snakes. He said nothing for hours. Just walked by the river, touching the ground, listening. When he returned to the village square, his voice was heavy like thunder. He told them a secret long buried. Decades ago, when the village began to grow and people needed more land, some of the elders had made a terrible mistake. They had poured waste into the river, polluted her banks, and built homes too close to her sacred spots. They broke a covenant older than the village itself. And now, the river goddess had cursed them. But the curse, he said, had a pattern. It wasn't random. It was focused on the children born in 1993. That year, the goddess had awakened, and every soul born was marked by her wrath. There was only one solution. A terrible one. To end the curse, every child born in that year had to be sacrificed, taken back to the river, given to Oji-Oma. Only then would the goddess be appeased. The village was thrown into chaos. Some parents wailed. Others protested, but most were simply broken. 10 years of watching their children suffer had crushed their spirits. And so, the unthinkable happened. They prepared the sacrifice. Dressed in white cloth, the remaining afflicted children, only 5 left now, were taken to the riverbank during the Harmattan moon. The drummers played slowly. The mothers cried silently. And just before dawn, the children were lowered into the water. The river took them. No splash. No struggle. Just silence. That morning, the madness ended. The skies opened, and the villagers said they saw birds fly over the river in a perfect circle. The water ran clear again. And for the first time in a decade, peace returned to Zoo Village. But not without a scar. The village never recovered fully. The land grew quiet. No more festivals were held by the river. The people walked past Oji-Oma in silence. A shrine was built, and the goddess was worshipped properly from that day forward. But deep down, the villagers knew, some things should never be forgotten. Some spirits do not forgive quickly. And some mistakes cost too much. Moral of the story ****. This tale from Zoo Village is more than just an eerie story of madness and sacrifice. It is a warning, one rooted deep in African wisdom. The land, the river, the spirits, they are all connected. When humans grow proud, when we forget the old ways, when we disrespect the sacred, nature responds. Sometimes not with storms or fire, but with silence. With curses. With madness. The lesson is this: respect your roots, honor the old ways, and never take the natural world for granted. What is sacred must remain sacred. What is given must be respected. Because sometimes, the price of forgetting is everything.